Nuclear weapons are devices designed to release energy in an explosive way. This is a result of nuclear fission, nuclear fusion, or a combination of these two processes. Fission weapons are commonly known as atomic bombs, and fusion weapons are known also as thermonuclear bombs or most commonly known as hydrogen bombs. They are usually defined as nuclear weapons in which at least a portion of the energy is released by nuclear fusion. Nuclear weapons produce enormous explosive energy. Their significance may best be appreciated by the coining in the words kiloton, that means 1,000 tons, and megaton, meaning 1,000,000 tons, to describe their blast energy in equivalent weights of the conventional chemical explosive TNT. For example, let's talk about the atomic bomb dropped in Hiroshima. Well, this bomb contained only about 64 kilograms, meaning 140 pounds, yes, of highly enriched uranium released energy, and this bomb released energy equaling about 15 kilotons of chemical explosive. This blast immediately produced a strong shock wave, enormous amounts of heat, and lethal ionizing radiation. A convection current was created by this explosion, drawing dust and other debris into the air, creating the mushroom-shaped cloud that has since become the virtual signature of a nuclear explosion. In addition, radioactive debris was carried by winds high into the atmosphere, later to settle the Earth as radioactive fallout. The enormous toll in destruction, death, injury, and sickness produced by the explosion in Hiroshima and 3 days later at Nagasaki was on a scale never before produced by any single weapon. In the decades since 1945, even as many countries have developed nuclear weapons of far greater strength than those used against the Japanese cities. Concerns about the dreadful effect of such weapons have driven governments to negotiate arms control agreements, such as the Nuclear Test Ban Treaty of 1963 and the Treaty of Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons of 1968. Among military strategists, planners, the very presence of these weapons of unparalleled destructive power has created a distinct discipline with its own internal logic and set of doctrines, known as nuclear strategy.
These are the 9 countries that have nuclear weapons. Since its first use in the bombing of August 6, 1945 in Hiroshima by the United States, nuclear weapons were only used again in the war 3 days later in Nagasaki. The Cold War between the 50s and the 80s caused the United States and the Soviet Union to increase their arsenal and put the war in suspense. After various non-proliferation treaties and policies, there are the 9 countries that have nuclear weapons in 2017, according to the international campaign to abolish nuclear weapons.
We're going to talk about the 9 countries that have nuclear weapons, and I'm going to start with the United States, of course, because it was the first country to develop them and the only one that used them in a war. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945 ended World War II. With 6,800 nuclear warheads, the United States is the country that spends more on its nuclear arsenal. Then we continue with Russia. It was the second country to develop nuclear weapons when it was the Soviet Union, and is the one with the largest arsenal in the world. It has 7,000 nuclear warheads. Russia currently invests in modernizing his weapons. Then we continue with the United Kingdom. It has a fleet of 4 submarines equipped with nuclear weapons in Scotland. Each one of them carries 16 Trident missiles. The nuclear systems of the United Kingdom are in maintenance. In total, they have 215 nuclear warheads. Then we continue with France. Most of its nuclear warheads are on submarines equipped with M45 and M451 missiles. You can throw them nuclear bombs by plane, and their nuclear arsenal is of 300. Then we have China. China gradually increases its nuclear arsenal that so far totals 260 nuclear warheads. You can throw them by air, land, and sea.
6. India. It violates the current treaties on the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons. It has 120 warheads. 7. Pakistan. Like India, it violates international treaties. It has 130 warheads. 8. Israel. It doesn't deny or confirm the existence of its nuclear arsenal. The little that is known is that it has 80 nuclear warheads. 9. North Korea. Kim Jong-un has less than 10 nuclear warheads at his disposal. It is not clear that it has the ability to launch it, although the United States intelligence says it's managed to reduce the size of its warheads to launch them in missiles. These same sources also believe that Pyongyang already has 60 nuclear warheads. In my personal opinion, nuclear weapons are not a response to the conflicts that we as a society have. These bombs are consequent of a very individualistic thinking and beliefs that we are superior to others and nobody else that matters. And it's also frightening to think that at any moment our society and the world as we know it may end due to the lack of respect for human rights and the lack of understanding of difference. Most of the conflicts that exist today can be solved as long as those who lead the countries are willing to complete with peace agreement. We don't gain anything with treating others and pretending to show that we are superiors and nothing and no one can hurt us. With launching one of these bombs, we don't not solve the problem. We are only evading it and in the process creating more. Nuclear disarmament is not surrendering to others. It's demonstrating that we are able to live with others and we want to achieve a better solution.
And I want to finish this video by giving my personal opinion about nuclear weapons. I consider myself as a very humanist person, yes, as a very humanist girl. I always say, like in any occasion I can, or to any people or person I can, that they should spread love and not hate. And it's okay to defend ourselves from danger, because there is always going to be danger. There is always going to be, like, it's sad to say or to think about it, but there is always going to be someone that wants to hurt you. And it's okay to have a mechanism of defense. But it is not okay to create these nuclear weapons. I mean, in my opinion, my personal opinion, a very personal opinion, it is not okay to create a weapon of this magnitude. I mean, you're just not putting in risk the people's health, but also the environment. I mean, we're killing planet Earth because of this. Humans are contamination because of this, because nuclear bombs have radiation, have all of these chemicals that they do not produce anything positive. So yes, like, why spread hate when you can spread love? This was just a task. Yes, I know. These are just facts that they have to be had to be given, and we just spoke in here about nuclear weapons in a very scientific way or a very simple way, because we're not scientifics as well. But yes, I mean, like, we can change what's in here and what's in here, and we should, like, be more loving to the others. And that's really it. Like, just be calm, stay calm, my friends, and stay loving. Peace.